and I'm sure you're going to be out there tomorrow, and especially when the pads come on. Welcome in. It is a Thursday, and I'm just going to tell y'all what. Being out there, feeling the energy, and I will announce it right now, and in fact, I'll do it with a Corona call. As we get to Thursday with a ton of excitement, it was D over O. Defense won the day, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Hayes.
Stop soft pedaling it. Seriously. Stop.
What are you talking about? I've said 4 words, maybe 5.
The story isn't that the defense won the day. The story is that 275 does not look good.
Okay, now listen. We have a lengthy show, and we can take a little time to let this thing marinate and bake and develop. And
you're just like cruising into the show.
And we can pull it out of the casserole dish in a second. But I'm just telling you, as a whole, as a matter of fact, as a whole, the defense has won the first 2 days, Leon. And I'm in the Matt camp right now. I'm not going to – all right, this is what practice is all about.
Thank you.
16 has struggled the first 2 days.
Yeah. Well, listen, I tried to tell Matt Hayes in the production meeting. He didn't want to hear, of course, the fact that 16 struggled. What I told him is in training camp, the tendency in training camp is that the defense usually emerges first and foremost, and the offense is usually pedaling in water or, getting their feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's still no excuse when he told me the means of the parameters in which he threw the interceptions, then it became a little bit more concerning.
Well, let's put it this way. After the second one, our coach, Dave Campo, looked at me and was like, okay.
And if you want to add an exclamation point to it, Dewey picked him off.
So here, let me just explain the situation for everyone, okay, if you weren't there. They were going red zone, okay? It was team, red zone. It wasn't 7-on-7, it was team, okay?
Where we struggled. Okay.
Right, where this franchise has struggled mightily the last 2 years and really bad last year.
Facts.
Right. They ran the exact same play where he rolled to his left.
Mm-hmm.
So he's rolling to his left, all right? He's looking in the left corner of the end zone. He's not looking anywhere else in the field. He's looking right at the throw.
Yeah.
Both times he's looking at over-under coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Both times he makes the throw. Both time Dewey Winger just jumps up and grabs the interception. They're easy picks.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah. And when you say easy, that's not an exaggeration. Matt and Coach are on one side of the goalpost. I'm all the way on the other side of the goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
And as Dewey's just kind of running parallel with Trevor, he stepped in and just timed it perfectly. And like I said, I'm not dogging Dewey, but he's a backup. And in this situation, he made it look rather routine.
Dewey was playing his coverage is what he was doing. And
so
Trevor didn't see it.
So he picked him off twice. And just going back to one other thing, and you saw this yesterday, Leon, is that I'm not going to hammer anybody for having flaws right now coming out of the, whatever break.
Mm-hmm.
But the picks that he's thrown, he is zeroed in on his guy from the snap. So he threw it to Gabe Davis yesterday at the goal line. And Ronald Darby easily stepped in front of it. Yeah. I thought Darby, I talked to him earlier, I thought he had a pick today too. He said, no, that wasn't me.
Well, here's the best thing for Trevor that's going to happen after practice. They're going to watch the film. And the coaches are going to critique them. And they're going to show them.
Are
like
they?
you said.
Are they going to critique him?
I hope they critique him. Yes, of course they're going to critique him. They're his coach. Okay, how much money he makes. He has a coach.
Couple of days.
Because Ballou had Mike McCoy on, this was, a couple months ago. And, talk was, well, maybe not all those 60 turnovers were his fault.
Mm-hmm.
A majority, quote. So, look, at the end of the day, this team is going to live or die with him. If they're going to get to the playoffs, if they're going to be a team that can make a run in the playoffs, it's going to be because of Trevor Lawrence. If they're going to finish 7-10 or 6-11, it's going to be because he plays poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not – all we're telling you is what we're seeing in the first couple days.
Right.
And I know it's the first couple days, but it's his 4th season. You don't make throws like that. You're not in a situation where you're rolling out and there's only one area to look at, okay? Even if that's the play, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're rolling him out and he's cutting off the rest of the field. There's one throw to make, okay? How do you not see that under coverage coming?
Yeah.
Twice. Same play.
Yeah, I saw him throw one ball away today.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Could have been a situation where he could have thrown that ball away. The best decision would have been to throw the ball away, or is he trying to be a crowd?
No, because if he tried to throw he would have thrown it away. I think he didn't see the under coverage.
Okay, well that's the issue then.
I mean, literally, Leon, he threw both throws, and Dewey just was right there. He just stood there and grabbed them.
And I do think what you do is you might
props to Dewey, by the way.
Yeah,
props to Dewey.
Exactly. By the way, he will be on Hacker After Dark tonight, and so Dewey will definitely be the star of that show since He had the 2 picks. But the biggest part of the first couple of days, and I want to pair it up with last year, we came away from a lot of practices last year saying Trevor ain't missing a thing. Ball hasn't touched the ground.
Right.
Ball hasn't touched the ground.
Very true.
Well, guess what? The biggest difference between last year and this year is an improved defense.
Yeah.
That defense right now is impressive.
Well, I mean, listen, that could be a good thing for the offense. To be quite honest with you, I'm trying to spin this the right way, Matt Hayes. Listen, I'm trying to spin it the right way because if the defense is stressing you, they're giving you underneath coverage and stuff that you've never seen before. Remember, the coordinators knew. All right, first of all, the coordinator blitzes 56% of the time compared to 2 years ago, 26. So you're going to see a lot. Maybe you see a lot more underneath coverage. Maybe you see a little bit more blitz package where the offense has got to get rid of the ball. I'm just trying to spin it the right way. I'm trying to stay optimistic in the offseason.
Hey, I've been saying all along, I think Trevor has a chance to be a great quarterback, and I still do. All I'm telling you is that's very disturbing to see. If it's one mistake, you're like, all right, what the heck's going on? And the second pick, the same play, the same throw, the same miss of the coverage. Mm-hmm. That, to me, I'm like, okay, what is going on here, man?
Well, let me tell you something else that's competitive, the coaching staffs, okay? Coaching staffs don't like to lose against each other or made look bad, all right? I mean, if history speaks well for me, I know I've been with the Steelers where their defense has gotten now you know what, and then the next day we say, okay, the offense coordinator comes and say, hey, listen, defense is gloating about what they're doing. Hey, we got to make a comeback. Right. So you hope because all the coaching staff watch the film together. And right now, if the defense is winning the last two practices, he's gloating. He's absolutely gloating.
Yeah.
And so the offensive coordinator wants to do something to kind of get him back in his seat.
If we're being real, nothing changed on the offensive side of the football from a coach or player. Let's make this the 10-10 take, RJ, because these are the things you guys got to be thinking about. It's early. You guys can clobber us if you want on the text line, but let's do this.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 tape. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
Sonny's, you know what they do? They play good defense and they got great offense, okay? They guard against serving a bad meal. They make sure they deliver a great meal. All right, so you're talking slow smoked ribs, pork, chicken, turkey. Whenever you walk in, they're ready. And all those tremendous sides. Make sure if you're hungry, head there this afternoon on the way home, pick up dinner, or do lunch tomorrow at Sonny's all over the First Coast. So if nothing changed, and honestly, think about this, the defense coaching staff basically got run out. They took a look at a lot of other positions. They went out and signed a bunch of guys to come in and immediately provide experience, veteran leadership, and playmaking. And we can go down the line. We definitely have. But if you look at the offensive side, two major pieces, one in free agency, which was signed Mitch Morse, and one in the draft, which was draft Brian Thomas Jr. Those are the two main things they did. But other than that, everything else stayed the same. So when you come into training camp, after going through, let's not say this is the first time this has happened in the offseason, OTAs and minicamps and all that have taken place, the defense looks sharper. They look like they are on fire and ready to make plays. And I credit that side of the football. But that side has had a drastic amount of change, coordinator, a lot of free agents that are brought in compared to what looks like a very constant offense. That's the 10-10 take.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the defense has an uptick, and the offense seems to be a little bit more ho-hum. With the coaching staff. They figured out what they did last year is acceptable, and the defense is showing them that, listen, we're going to play with intensity, we're going to play with fire, we're going to play with aggression, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, maybe the last couple of days, the defense – their uptick, their energy, their get after it, it's kind of got the offense on its heels right now.
I'm standing back in the end zone like we're talking about, and I'm around a couple of the Jaguar defensive assistants. They're making notes, and they're obviously coaching, stepping in, but they ain't flipping and tripping. They're making their calls, and these guys look like they're responding pretty well. And you can talk, Matt, it was Darby, Dewey, it was Savage, Monteric. A lot of these guys have been mentioned as making plays. And I had the quick conversation with Ronald Darby earlier, and he said, man, that secondary room is active. There's a lot of guys getting after it. And then up front, still haven't seen Eric Armstead, so we don't know. Double RH, Roy Robertson Harris, we didn't see a lot, right?
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm just interested to see when the pads go on, hits change everything. I say it all the time, but I do believe it. But both sides are going to need to fight to be as good as they possibly can this early in
So the only way they're going to get better, bro. And the way they're going to get better is that they got to compete, both sides of the ball. I mean, if the defense is dominating the offense right now, the offense needs to respond. And if you're offensive coordinator, and I've been in these situations where the defense, when I was with the Steelers, they used to kick our butt in training camp. And guess what? Offensive coordinator come and say, okay, this is what we need to do. We're going to go at them with this, and that. So it's a competition. That's the only way you get better. The coaching staffs compete too as well because they want to see their units have success, rushing the passer, stopping the run, getting after the passer, intercepting the ball, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and then the offensive side of the ball wants to score a touchdown, wants to run between the tackles, wants to get outside, run the screens and all that other kind of stuff. So as much as the players compete, the coaching staffs as well. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get better. Only way you get better each and every day.
The thing is, I'm not so sure the defense is playing that much better than the offense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like what I'm seeing.
I mean, C.J. Beathard made a great throw to Duvernay in the corner of the end zone in a red zone drill. A beautiful throw.
It was awesome.
Dropped it right in the bucket. Play of the day.
So it's a jag on jag is what you're saying?
No, I don't. No, I'm not really saying that. Although when the Bucs come to town, you're really going to figure out what's going on. There's no doubt that will be.
Let's see.
People will get exposed. There's no doubt about that. And I'm not saying Trevor's going to get exposed. I'm just saying that's when you're going to find out who's really having a good camp.
Okay.
Because we talk about it all the time. When you're practicing, you know this. You're in the NFL.
Yeah,
when you practice against yourself, it's
true. But you remember last year we went against Detroit and we whooped that tail.
Mm-hmm. And what good that do?
Well, Matt, you got to win.
See,
you got to win the week, bro.
Oh,
it's not negative. It's not negative.
You got to win the week, bro. You got to win the week.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Win is not a win, and a win is a loss.
All I'm saying is, I mean, it's very easy to just say, oh, the defense has got the better. It's the way it always is. Offense takes forever. Your quarterback's in his fourth season. You have an experienced wide receiver group out there. You might have a new guy with Duvernay. How long's he been in the league? 6 years? 5 years?
5.
All right, you got guys that have been in the league for a while, guys that know what to do. So the offense shouldn't be looking, quote unquote, not as good as the defense.
Yeah. Look, I do believe what happens in practice is to get you better, and you can't. Not everyone's going to come out looking perfect.
100% agree. 100%.
And I do go back to the idea that we turned our heads at every Calvin Ridley catch or Trevor throw last year, and we said, "Oh my God, this is unbelievable." They are going to say, hey, Pete Prisco said they're going to score 500 points. I came in and just was July Joe all day. And so
I was going to say some of us did.
I want to see some stress, some fails, some improvements, some big steps forward. Like you're saying, you gotta feel a little bit of a sting in your performance, and then you just kind of figure out answers as to how to get better. Yeah.
I mean, that's why you practice. And that's one of the reasons why early on in my career we didn't let media watch us practice because of the exaggeration of practice.
We do go moment by moment.
Let me tell you
exaggeration.
If you were at that practice, you'd have given me the same look Dave Campo gave me, okay?
Okay.
The exact same look. It would have been, wait a second. What
all right,
in the world?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even Steph Curry during training camp misses jumpers. And I'm not calling Trevor Steph. I'm just saying he misses shots. That's why you go practice.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Man, stop babying him.
I'm not babying him.
He needs to get a little motivation.
I'm not. I'm not going to spank him after the second day of training camp.
Why not?
No, it's too early.
All right.
Off the text line, as a lifelong Jags fan, I'm 41. I'll take a top 5D and a top 12 to 14 all day long.
And you'll go 8 and 9. Congratulations.
Well, look, we can go and start thinking about all the good defenses that have definitely delivered, continually delivered championships. And we've seen number 1 Ds go up against number 1 Os, and how has it unfolded? The defense wins. And so this defense needs to be better along with this offense.
The Chiefs' defense last year, if it wasn't for their defense, Kansas City doesn't win those games that they win.
They made more plays. Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they made more plays.
You're trying to tell me the Chiefs' defense last year, they
played well.
The Chiefs' offense was.
All I'm telling you is if you don't have Mahomes, you're not doing.
Well, yeah, but there was a lot of games that Mahomes and that wide receiving core didn't play as well, and that defense kept them in games.
If the Niners didn't have Purdy, they wouldn't be where they are.
No, well,
but if the Lions didn't have Goff, they wouldn't be where they are.
True.
Well, no, they had a line in the run game.
They had the front.
Sure, they did. I agree with all that, but Goff's the reason they go.
I feel like there's just so many good pieces.
Lamar's the reason the Ravens go.
Well, that was a pretty good defense. That was a really killer running game. And so, yeah, the great quarterbacks do take your team to the top, but don't dismiss what Chris Jones, Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, Nick, you can go on and on and on with the guys that were on that side of the ball. You go to the 49ers, you can do the exact same thing with Chavarius and Fred Warner and obviously Bosa and all those guys. Those guys made plays. All right, we'll keep it going. You guys are welcome to join in 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. And no, it is not a quarterback controversy, and Mac Jones is ready to enter the building.
No, God, no.
Not there just yet.
No.
But we will keep it going. You guys can jump on YouTube. You can find us on the stream. You can watch the entire show. Go back and watch any of the old shows. Just find XL Primetime on YouTube.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. From the backyard to the ball yard. Let's have a ball. 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
He's a professor of quarterback play, and class is in session.
We want to take you into the lab so you can learn more about the science of quarterback.
Denny Thompson, Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
Bolt City Heating and Air is here to keep you cool this summer. Anytime, any day, whenever you need fast, reliable air conditioning service. Their friendly technicians have fully stocked work vans, so they can get your AC done on site the same day. Rely on a family-owned Jacksonville-grown company this summer to keep your home cooling system working smarter, not harder. Experience the bold difference. Visit BoldCityAC.com to schedule your service appointment. BoldCityAC.com.
Save
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen with their energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJAX.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
What's changed totally inside and out? The Kuhn Flowers massive storefront, and yes, they've totally remodeled the showroom inside too. This is Frank Frangie, and the next time you drive by, stop and smell the roses at Kuhn Flowers.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
22 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour, XL Primetime. Thanks for hanging out with us, Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and RJ Saunders, tearing through training camp first couple of days closer to them getting in pads and getting a feel for it. Defense winning the first couple of days, it looks like. And at the very least, the thing I appreciate the most is that there's a lot of goal line, red zone work. They want to make sure that they don't pass up on points. And I'm just going to call it red zone. It's not all goal line right now. But you can't get down there. You can be successful between the 20s, but if you don't get in the end zone, if you don't punch for 6 as opposed to 3, you're working from behind in this league.
Yeah, field goals kill games.
Yeah.
If touchdown, field goal, in my opinion, if you get down there, field goals kill games. You give a team the opportunity to score points. So you got to score 7 in this league. Quarterback-driven league, you got to score touchdowns. If you're accepting field goals, more than likely you're going to end up losing.
Yeah. And back to that throw for Duvernay in the corner of the end zone. Beautiful fade into the left corner, and then also caught another one on the right side as well. Those types of guys are going to be needed. You're going to have to see a lot of playmaking ability from a lot of different guys. Christian Kirk and Trev.
Second throw from Mac Jones, by the way. First one from CJ. Yeah. Second one from Mac Jones.
Yeah. And they were both beautiful. Again, these are – it's not like they've completely divided this depth chart up with true 1s, true 2s, and 3s. They're not exactly doing that. They're mixing it up a little bit. But, yeah, those were both backups to backups. And Duvernay will be a factor in the receiving game. He has been up in Baltimore. He definitely will be here. He's just seen as more of a return guy. He's going to be asked to do that more than he is.
But here's another thing. I don't think Trevor talked today, did he?
No.
Yeah.
No, well, it was Josh Allen.
I can guarantee you if Trevor talked today, he'd say, I played like crap. I can guarantee you he'd say that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just those 2 throws. It was in 7-on-7s prior. It just he didn't look good. And he didn't look good yesterday either.
Yeah, so take us through that journey, Leon, like as a training camp unfolds, good days, bad days, when do you look yourself in the mirror or when do you talk to another guy? Can you kind of get a feel for that?
No, you don't. I mean, the training camp is ebb and flow, all right? You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad. You want to have more good days than bad days. And sometimes, in particular, the defense is just going to get you. We're going to get the best of you. What you try to do is, as a player, I try to win my individual battles, all right, no matter what our offense did. Now, quarterback is different because it's the focal point of the offense. Mm-hmm. But me as an offensive lineman, I want to win my individual battles. And I know when I did and when I didn't. All right. Trevor, being the focal point of the offense, he knows when collectively if they won or they lost. And today, over the last 2 days, if he's honest with himself, he got to say, "Listen, we lost," and it had a great deal to do about me. All right. Now, it's no need for him to come to the media and say that right now. But if he has these back to back bad practice, then you should be concerned. You should be concerned if he has like 3, 4, 5 in a row where he's just doesn't look polished, doesn't look effective, is staring down his receivers. Then you should be concerned. Absolutely
right.
concerned.
And I want to make something very clear. I'm pulling for the cat. I want to see him play at his ceiling, play at his level, because if he plays well, the team plays well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Plus, he's a good dude. I'd like to see him have success. Yeah. He has been on a roller coaster since he's been in the league. So it's not like I'm jumping on him saying I hate the guy. I've been saying all along I think he's got a chance to be a great player. And I use that word great. I don't use it lightly. So believe me, I want to see him do well. I'm telling you right now, the 2 picks that he threw were not even bad. They were terrible decisions. Mm-hmm. And it's not like this is a new defense and he hasn't seen it. He's seen every defense he could possibly see in the NFL. Nothing is going to be new to him. Nothing. He just missed the safety both times on the same play, the same throw, the same spot on the field.
Yeah, and I think just like anybody, if you think you've got it and you go out and you try and put it on display and you're quickly reminded that you don't, then you're gonna have a convo with yourself. You really are. And you're going to have to try and figure it out.
Well, listen, you're blaming Trevor, but give Dewey some credit for baiting him. Mm-hmm. He may have baited him both times.
He wasn't baiting,
I'm
bro.
just saying, bro.
He was literally just playing unders.
Okay, I'm just saying, you want to discredit Dewey for getting the 2 interceptions, talking about Trevor too bad. Dewey might have baited him both times.
Campo could have sat there, and caught that ball. It was like literally right in his hand. Dewey made. I give Dewey credit, okay? And it was really cool because Dewey was doing the flexing the biceps and pointing at his name. The fans were going crazy. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. While one guy may have been trying to be the crowd pleaser with the throw, the other guy was making sure he got pleased by the crowd. All right, so listen to these 2. Okay, this was Trevor yesterday after practice. First one is about the new defense and Ryan Nielsen.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but, very physical. The intensity is super high over there, a lot of energy. The defensive staff has been great. Really detailed. The guys are harping on the details all the time. But I'd say the physicality is definitely the biggest difference, at the line, on the outside, wherever, just really everywhere. I think that's been a point of emphasis, and you can see it. And there's every throw seems to be contested. It seems to be a little bit of traffic, which is for the quarterback not good, but it's good to see your defense doing that. And it challenges us, and it's going to present some challenges this training camp that are going to make us better as an offense too.
Yeah, the cliff notes for that is they're kicking our butts.
Yeah, now.
Right now. That's all that means, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And you just got to have a response to it. I mean, if you're a competitor, first of all, defense flexes. They talk smack, and they're getting after you. You got to have a response. It's got to be like a boxer in the ring. I mean, you can't just keep taking haymakers. You got to throw some punches back. Right. So it'd be very interested to see if this offense comes back. It's got to be battles. That's the only way you're gonna get better. You got to battle, and I'll be interested to see if the offense comes back and retaliates or just folds its 10. I hope they come and retaliate.
Right, because that's what I think I want to hear from you, and I think that's what fans want to hear from you, is that this does go down.
Well, you know what bothers me about this team so much sometimes offensively is that they don't take stuff personally enough. If I hear the defense is up there chiming away and chomping at the bit about what they did to us in practice, I got to get you. The next practice, I got to get you. I mean, you know. I'm for real. Yeah, I mean, I had a fond distaste for defensive players because they ran their mouth.
They always run their mouth.
They always run their mouth. Always. Yeah, they run their mouth all the time. So I had a fond distaste for it. My temperament as an offensive lineman had a lot to do with the fact that they ran their mouth.
You guys run your mouth, but it was more like a dry mouth. Like
yeah,
we
get that. Yeah, we like Tim Duncan. We like Tim Duncan.
I was just gonna say
we like Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan.
Said he was the nicest
Kevin
trash
Garnard. Yeah, Kevin Garnard did the podcast where he said Tim Duncan wouldn't talk. All he would say is, "Got you, not this time. Oh, it's over. Nice try." See, subtlety. That's how you get people with subtlety.
All right, listen to these last two from Trevor yesterday, and he knows the problems have to be fixed. It's just a matter of fixing them. And when you pair up the struggles turning over the football in his first 3 years with a small sample size in practice, you can't help but think about it. But here's Trevor yesterday as far as fixing his idea of what he needs to do as far as ball security.
It's more of what I've talked about in the past is just the ball security in the pocket and in space running and not putting the ball on the ground. That's something that I control that's easier to control, honestly, I think, than sometimes the passing game. So that's really what I got to fix. So I put a big emphasis on that of just securing the ball in the pocket when I'm moving around, when I'm scrambling. That's something that obviously I got to fix.
And then the other part of it is that I did appreciate some of the scramble moves that he had when things were covered up. He did take off and run today. Now, again, they ain't hitting. And they will never hit the quarterback anyway, but that's the stuff I'm looking for. So one more question was asked just to finish it up. How do you fix the ball security issue?
Just being smart, knowing when, some situations, knowing when to take a sack. A lot of them are coming from you're getting tackled and you're trying to escape, so the ball gets loose or whatever, and then it gets hit from somebody else. So that's one instance. If you're getting sacked, sometimes you just got to take it and go down in space, tucking it, not getting wide, taking certain hits. And then in the pocket, it's two hands, it's tight to the body. When you feel the pocket collapsing, it's being able to tuck it, all those things.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on your side of the field within the red zone, you can't fumble the ball and lose an opportunity to score points. All right. If you're on your backside of your side, you can't fumble the ball, period. But you just got to understand the situation. Or you're on the backside and you fumble. All right. Then now you put your defense in an awkward situation to where the opposing team offense can
right.
Yeah.
Negative side of the field, positive side of the field.
That's it.
Fumble, bad.
Bad. Either way, bad.
Bad.
Always be
fumble.
bad. Never
Always
be good.
will be. Yeah. All right. I'm going to jump ahead to do the 3M Open on the PGA Tour. You guys will keep it rolling. And we got plenty more from practice throughout training camp today. Lots and lots of stuff to react to. It is XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
You have heard about the 1010XL YouTube channel. Now check out our team-specific channels, 1010XL Jaguars, 1010XL Gators, and 1010XL Seminoles, bringing up specific, up-to-the-minute video coverage of your favorite local team. And find us on YouTube today.
Imagine driving a late model Corvette, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Honda, Chevy, Ford, and more, all at a fraction of the original sticker price. Visit Vaughn Motor Group's indoor showroom and browse a great selection of dream cars that are inspected with warranties. Before you make your next auto purchase, check out Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard or at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and Twitter to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
International soccer returns this summer. Don't miss Premier League clubs, Wolves and West Ham in Jacksonville for the Stateside Cup, July 27th at Everbank Stadium. Tickets as low as $35 at statesidecup.com.
Enjoy the thrill of the grill at John Smith Subs with specialty subs like the Steak Bomb, the Gator, plus a full lineup of cold and hot deli subs, including the best Cuban and Duval. Bring your big mouth to John Smith Subs on Hodges and JTB.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 25th, 1956, Pittsburgh Pirates Roberto Clemente hits MLB's first and only walk
walk-off inside the Park Grand Slam for a 9-8 win over the Chicago Cubs.
Did you know a metal roof from Prime Roofing has the highest wind and impact ratings available? If you want a stronger roof, think metal. Think Prime Roofing. Learn more at primeroofingfl.com. That's primeroofingfl.com.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa. You'll huddle up with the Heels at the Overhang Bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010xl.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
1010XL breaks down training camp all day. Listen for camp news with analysis and insight from the practice feed. Everything counts! 1010XL's training camp coverage is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Visionaries, builders, and doers, are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand-new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's more of what I've talked about in the past, is just the ball security in the pocket and in space running and not putting the ball on the ground. That's something that I control that's easier to control, honestly, I think, than sometimes the passing game. So that's really what I got to fix. So I put a big emphasis on that, of just securing the ball in the pocket when I'm moving around, when I'm scrambling. That's something that obviously I got to fix.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we're back on XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders. Joe C had to head out, do some PGA Tour work. So the turnovers, we're talking about the interceptions and just the really poor play by Trevor in the first 2 days of camp. We're going to have Mark Long from the Associated Press coming up around 3 o'clock to talk about the Jags' first couple days. Mark covers the Jags and the Gators for the Associated Press. He's seen every practice Trevor Lawrence has had as a Jaguar. So you'll get a guy that can tell you not only what I'm saying, but he's going to give you his interpretation of what's going on there. Leon, we were talking during the break, and I wanted to ask you this as a former player.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a bad day at camp, okay, let's say whoever it is, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, you clearly had a bad day. You know you had a bad day. What's it like once you get in the locker room? Do you guys go during camp, after every practice, you guys break up into meetings, into position groups, I imagine, right? And you go over the tape, right?
Yeah.
So what's that like now?
Well, I mean, what happens first is that, after practice, you watch it as an offense collectively. All right, so the offensive coordinator goes in, pops in the film, pops in the tape. They were doing red zone today, right? So he pops in the red zone tape, and he's detailed on route running, decision making, and protection. So if there's any flaws in those 3 areas, he's going to address them. Okay, you ran that route too short, or the wide receiver, or the other wide receiver, your in cut was too short. Right. When it comes to the quarterback, he's going to say, well, you don't make that throw. he's going to direct them on where he should have gone with the ball. So you say Trevor had the 2 interceptions. Offensive coordinator, if he's detailed and he's honest, because here's one thing about the offensive coordinator. You got to be honest in front of the team, your group. You can't babysit Trevor. If Trevor had a bad throw, you got to say it. You got to say, hey, listen, Trevor, you can't make that throw.
Right, because everybody else will know.
Everybody else they're going to know because they're watching the film as well. So if you try to make
they're on the field, they know.
If you try to make excuses,
yes,
then you lose the team because the team will say, hey, Coach, that was a bad thing. Because they won't say it. They say it to themselves. If he tries to baby him, he's going. That's what I'm saying. When you saying I was trying to baby him, the offensive coordinator has got to be thorough.
You say it all the time.
Yeah.
Players know good, players know bad.
Absolutely.
You can't fool them, right?
So the offensive coordinator, if he's in the film, he says, Trevor, you can't make that throw. Either throw it away or this guy right here is open. Or I'll take the check down. I wasn't out there. So, that's what he's telling them.
Right.
And then after he does all that, okay, then now we break up to our individual groups and we watch it by ourselves. We watch as an offensive line, wide receiver, quarterback. And then you're a little bit more detail as far as the offensive line, as far as the quarterback, as far as the wide receivers go. So that's how it usually works. So I'm saying if those were bad throws, then the offensive coordinator has got to say it in front of the whole team, in front of the offensive group.
And then once he gets into specific position meetings, then he'll break it down into why'd you make the throw? What did you see? Your mechanics are this. You're not going to be able to get the ball there and this, right?
He's going to ask him, what were you thinking? So he's going to say, what were you thinking to make it that throw? All right, did you not see the safety? Did you not see the check down? Did you not see the this, that, whatever? I mean, that's what usually happens, all right? So he'll go into a little bit more detail with Trevor while he's got him in the position room with the quarterbacks to get collectively. Then he'll ask Trevor those questions. But as a group, he's just going to say, hey, you can't make that throw. But then he's going to go into detail as far as it goes, as the position meetings go.
I mean, I want to hear stuff like those throws lose games.
Yeah,
right. What I think. That's what needs to be said. Those throws lose games. Those plays lose games. He knows that because they lost a couple games with some of those bad throws.
I know, but I'm not sure if he's going to be
in the end zone.
I'm not sure if he's going to be that thorough after the second day.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying, and I think this is what I'm finding it hard to wrap my mind around, is that it was so let me give you an idea of what they do, okay, if you guys weren't out there. They rotate through the quarterbacks. They each get like 3 or 4 plays, okay? Sometimes 4 or 5 plays. So Trevor did his plays. His last throw was the interception the first time. Rolls left, throws to the corner left end zone. It's the only place he can throw because the rest of the field is blocked off because he's not turning and throwing against the grain of his body trying to throw the ball across the middle field, because that's definitely the worst thing you can do as a quarterback, throwing late across the middle. So he's only throwing to one spot, the left corner. Okay? So I'm trying to explain this to everybody, and this is very simple. It's not because it was a tight window or anything like that. He saw his man in the end zone. He didn't see the under coverage. That's why Dewey got the pick, okay? So then CJ comes in, he runs his plays. Mac Jones comes in, he runs his plays. Trevor comes back out. Same play, same situation, same throw, same missed coverage, same interception. So that's what I'm talking about. And if you say it's just day 2, I'm fine with that, okay? I'm fine with that. But if it is just day 2, okay, and you think, all right, he's rolling out and he's just trying to make a play. There's another person on the text line and on X saying he's just trying to make a play. It's practice. If you think he's just trying to make a play, after the first pick, the second time he would have just thrown it away because he would have saw it's not there. If he saw the coverage. He didn't see the coverage. That's the bigger issue.
Yeah.
It's not that he made the throw and it was picked. He didn't see the coverage. That's the issue.
So it's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's big.
I don't know what it is. It's just,
it is.
Look,
so
I get it. It's only day 2. It's only day 2. Okay, I get it. Everybody's whatever you want to say. You're rusty. Man, he's been in the league for 4 years now.
Yeah.
You don't make those throws. You don't miss those coverages. That's my only thing. And it wasn't just those 2 throws. He didn't look good in 7-on-7 either. And believe me, when Mark Long comes on at 3 o'clock, he's going to say the same thing. And he's watched this team and watched every practice Trevor Lawrence has had with this team. He's covered this team for 12 years, 14 years, I think. So it's not like he's just some guy walking in and saying stuff that he doesn't know. He's seen it all. That's my issue, I think, Leon, more than anything, is if you're a quarterback in the NFL and this is your 4th year in the league, number 1, nothing should surprise you defensively. Number 2, no coverage combination should surprise you. That's a simple coverage. Not like it's some kind of rare, exotic coverage. It's an under coverage.
Yeah, he's seen that thousands of times.
Thousands of times.
He's seen that thousands of times. Yeah, you can't make that throw. I mean, yeah, because you got to remember, especially in the red zone, the end zone is another defender. So, you know what I'm saying? As far as the guys running routes and stuff like that, you can't make it. But, I mean, it's just very disappointing early on, for someone who should be on a mission because didn't play that well down the stretch. Now, barring injury, not just him, but everybody. Everybody should. I mean, everybody should. I mean, listen, the past is the past, but last thing you want to do is have a repeat of what happened last year down the stretch.
Now, I mean, unfortunately, everything he does now will be seen through the lens of 275.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it's fair. It's 100% fair. That's
Absolutely.
Number one.
Yes.
And number two, here's another thing I wanted to say, too. Even in the first two practices, he still makes those throws where you're like, I mean, maybe two quarterbacks in the NFL can make that throw.
Mm-hmm.
He made one today. Mm-hmm. He literally made one today on the sideline, rolling out to his right, which is much better rolling out to his right than his left, by the way. He threw this dart, and I believe it was to Kirk, just right on the sideline. No, the only place he could throw it, the only person who could get it was Kirk, and it's just you're like, wow, you don't see that in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is you see the other stuff with it.
Yeah.
And for him to be that next level quarterback, the other stuff, you can't say it has to be eliminated because I don't mind interceptions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Guys make plays. There are great players in the league, right? It's the decision-making that leads to those interceptions. I think that's an issue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that you mentioned the fact that he rolling to his left, he has trouble. Rolling to his right is much better. Coordinators on other teams know that too, so he has to factor in.
Our QB guru, Danny Thompson, says it all along. Trevor on the left side, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to fix that because the coordinators know that. They know where to bring the blitz now. I mean, if you want to get him out the pocket and you want to get him out the pocket, roll into his left because, he struggles. And he's more than likely to turn the ball over if he's doing the kind of stuff that he's doing right now in practice. When he gets in the games, defenses are going to be coming to the right side to get him out the pocket and make him roll to his left because they know he's not as consistent a thrower rolling to his left than to his right. So he's got to fix that. He's got to fix that.
You can even, and believe me, this can be done. You can work your coverage to where everything is going left. We'll talk to Dave Campo about that tomorrow. You can force him to throw the ball to his left. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt you can, whether he's rolling out or not.
Mm-hmm.
The way you play your coverages. So, I mean.
Because trust me, defensive coordinators have the percentage of success, whether it be in the pocket, whether it be to the left, and whether it be to the right.
Right.
They know that.
Right.
So they're watching film on you, and if he's a lot weaker to the left, then you guess where the blitz and the coverage is going to go.
It's all coming from the right. Force him left. Right.
Exactly. That's what's coming. So either he's got to fix it, or he's got to fix it, or he's got to make better decisions when he's forced to roll left.
All right, RJ, let's pay off that poll real quick. We're about an hour into the show now. Let's hear what's going on with it.
Absolutely. Our 1010 XL Prime Time X poll question brought to you by the good folks at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet. Does it worry you at all that Trevor Lawrence threw 2 interceptions during Jaguars training camp today? You can answer that question on X. Just search up 1010XL. And with 113 votes already, 80% of the vote, Matt, says it doesn't worry me at all. In fact, some people are saying, why did we post this question to begin with?
You know what's funny is on the text line brought to you by our good friends at Lifetime Enclosures, everybody was like flipping out the first 15 minutes, Leon. You don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. And now in the last 15 minutes, I think he's right. I think Matt's right. I've seen this before. Yeah, the same thing we saw in the last couple of years. Look, it's certainly part of the growth process. Quarterback, I've said this over and over, is the most difficult position in any sport on the planet. I don't care what sport. There's no more difficult position than playing quarterback with all the stuff those guys got to do, both pre-snap and during the play, and calling the play for that matter, and hearing the play and deciphering it through the crowd noise and through the echoing in your helmet. There's so much crap going on for them. It's such a difficult position to play, okay? So that you also have to look at playing the position through that lens as well. So it's difficult. Then you've got 300-pound dudes running after you. These guys run 4.8, 4.9 40s. You've got safeties coming off the edge that run 4.4 40s, right? You've got 250-pound linebackers blitzing up the A gap at you when your middle three can't block anything. He's got a lot going on, okay? That's number one, a lot going on. So you cut him a little slack for that, but still, look, I'm not saying, oh my God. All I'm saying is it's a little concerning when you're in camp and you have back-to-back series where you commit the same turnover on the same play and the same pass, and you miss the same coverage.
Yeah, and in practice where you have the luxury of knowing you're not going to get hit.
Right. It's also again I keep saying this because it has to be said. It's not seeing the coverage is what's bothering me. That's what's bothering me. He didn't see the coverage.
Yeah, that is a little troubling because I'm sure Trevor's seen that coverage.
1,000 times.
That's what I say, 1,000 times, absolutely.
Now, he may be having a bad day.
We all do.
Maybe we'll come stub his toe or...
We all do, bro.
Something happened. Like when he was walking his dog this morning, another dog attacked his dog. He might be upset. We all have bad days.
But, hey, listen, ain't nothing like the bounce back, though. Ain't nothing like the bounce back. You got to bounce back. And if you're a player, you know. I mean, you can't sugarcook it. You got to be honest with yourself.
Not only that, I mean, and honestly, seriously, if I'm looking at this from a 30,000 feet point of view, I don't mind that he's struggling early, man. I don't mind if he struggles early in the preseason. I don't mind if he struggles all the way through the preseason. You know what? Because I don't think he's like this at all, okay, number one, but I'm just saying this anyway. I don't want anyone thinking they've arrived because they got a huge contract. So the struggle is good because the struggle is going to make him work harder. He's a guy, he's always been a highly competitive guy. Yeah. So I'm not worried about it, but it's just certainly something like we go to practice. You guys want to hear what's going on at practice. You want to hear what's happening. So now we're telling you what's happening. And it's not all going to be good news. It's not all, roses and cherries, man. It's
unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, sometimes you got to hear the hard truth, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, another thing, last thing you want Trevor to do, just since he got the big deal, is you don't want him to press and to prove that he's deserving of it.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Because I was in that situation when I came here in '96 when they paid me my contract. I almost lost a sense of what I love to do because I was trying to prove to people that I was deserving of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to get that out of your head. If you're going around life trying to please others, you'll never please yourself.
I want to get into that a little more in the second hour, because I definitely want to talk about what you did to, how it happened, how you worked your way out of it. All right, we're going to cut to a break real quick. We're going to come back with Mark Long, who covers the Jags and the Gators for the Associated Press. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Dan Hicken.
That was great! Oh, come on, you guys. It was just a guy up here with a guitar singing his heart out, you guys.
Jeff Prosser.
Okay, are you done now? Huh?
The Drill. Mornings on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their REME Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
Veterans, did you know VA mortgage rates have plummeted and you can now access up to 100% of your home's equity and turn that into cash right now? Hey, it's Roger Moore, President and CEO of Loan Pronto, announcing our VA Equity Advantage program. This VA offer can get you $50,000, $70,000, $100,000 cash out with no junk fees and no hassle. With APRs in the 5s, you can pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, and get one easy-to-manage payment. Veterans we help save on average $850 per month. And listen, if you're a veteran with a current mortgage rate over 6.25%, we can do a streamlined refinance with no income verification and no appraisal, saving you hundreds a month. At Loan Pronto, we respect what you've done for our country, and we show it. Call now and ask about our special VA Equity Advantage program. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. Hey folks, Micken here for Zero Res. You and I know Zero Res loves cleaning carpets in your home. But did you know Zero Res can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, suggest to the boss they call Zero Res. For the month of July, Zero Res offering 20% off all commercial carpet cleaning. Call Zero Res, and they'll come out and give you a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. Zero Res, man, you spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and I know you've heard this before. Why is it so hot in this house? Well, summer's here on the First Coast, and those soaring temperatures can do a number on your AC. And when they break down, we need them repaired in hours, not days. This is where the good folks at Fenwick Home Services have you covered. Fenwick offers same-day 24/7 service, and if you need a new AC because yours is on its last leg or already broken, Fenwick has next-day installation. That's right, everybody, next day, and can keep your family cool and comfortable all year long. Now, here's the best part. Call Fenwick day or night, 24/7, and their expert technicians will get the job done and get it done right the first time. Book online now at FenwickHomeservices.com. That's FenwickHomeservices.com, and stay cool and comfortable all year long.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and now that you have Honda boats on the showroom floor, tell them about the big boat sale.
We are excited. We got a big sale, 11th through 13th. You want to come on down, see us in person. Some of our boats are going to be up to $30,000 off.
Up to $30,000 off?
$30,000 in savings. It's a big sale event.
So they can start shopping online at cyclesofjacksonville.com. The size of the boats?
Anywhere from 19 to 24 foot, all with legendary Honda outboards.
Honda and Coach, check them both out on Atlantic near Regency. Cycles of Jacksonville.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders, a full staff of professionals that have been in this Jacksonville community for a long, long time, and they're ready to answer all those questions. And you know what it's like when you're making big decisions. Well, they can be pricey, but you also want to make sure that you get with the people that can take care of you and deliver on what you're paying for. So if you're thinking about a brand new home, a remodel, addition, you want to look around, it could be commercial or residential, you can trust Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget, if you need a roof, you definitely need to check out preferredroofingjacks.com.
First Coast, I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Don't ignore unusual aches or new pains down there. Be proactive and get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, or kidneys. Early detection is the key. With 5 locations across Northeast Florida, visit AckermanUrology.com.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
The hottest trend in casual dining has expanded in Jacksonville with its 5th location off 103rd. The Flame Broiler serves up protein-packed rice bowls. It's fast, healthy, and affordable. Order online at flamebroilerusa.com or visit any of our 5 locations. Flame Broiler, simply healthy.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. There's no doubt about it that Josh Hines Allen is one of the key leaders of this Jaguars team. After a fiery 2023 season tallying 17.5 sacks, here's Hines Allen on his leadership role as camp kicks off.
You know, if you see something, address it. Good, bad, or whatever. You know, they're going to take it, but I'm being real to them. I want to see them be great. I've worked my process to get to where I'm at, and, you know, I trusted it. So if I can give you a little bit of what I can give you, a little bit of my knowledge, then I feel like I'm doing a good job. So it is what it is.
With first-year defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen steering the ship, a new-look Duval defense is beginning to take shape. With the leadership of a star-studded playmaker such as Hines Allen, Jaguar fans have lots to look forward to this season. It's 90 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. Hello. We can wiggle it.
Trevor drops, looks, fires back in the end zone, caught for the touchdown! Touchdown in the back of the end zone to Calvin Ridley, and Jacksonville has taken the lead. How good is that?
Frank Frangie on the call. That's a red zone throw. That's a smart, well-played, well-timed red zone throw that led to a touchdown. I mean, they lost by 17 in that game against the Texans early last season, but still a smart, well-thrown red zone throw nonetheless. It's XL Primetime. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders with you. Joe Cowart offers some PJ Tour duty. We're going to bring in Mark Long, who covers the Jags and the Gators for the Associated Press. And Mark, I'm getting a little grief right now because I'm saying that Trevor hasn't looked good the last 2 days, and those 2 interceptions were disturbing because not only they're the same play and the same side of the field, red zone play, obviously, the same throw, and more important than anything, the same missed coverage, the same missed under coverage. So your thoughts on Trevor's play the first couple days of camp?
Yeah, it hasn't been good enough, right? I mean, I don't think you can't sugarcoat this. It's not a red flag, Matt, but it's certainly a eyebrow raiser at minimum, right? You got to look at this and go, okay, this is the guy who was going to limit the turnovers. This was going to be the guy who, you know, gets all the money, and that's fine. I don't think this is a indication or product of that. I just think this was going to be the year. 3rd year in the system, 4th year in the league. You added around him on the offensive line. He's got Christian Kirk back. You gave him Brian Thomas to take the top off the defense. You did all these things around him. He's healthy, this and the other, and then all of a sudden he comes out beyond flat. I mean, today was awful. It's not Blake Bortles' 5 interception awful, but for Trevor, today was as awful as we've seen. And we've seen him on some pretty bad days. But he was missing players, receivers against air in warm-ups. It was not good all day. So it didn't really shock me that he threw, 2 picks in the red zone. He's now thrown 3 in 2 days. That's concerning, right?
Yeah.
And again, he just talked about turnovers being a problem, and he's got to do a better job. And he didn't have a problem. He made it pretty clear that the interceptions over the years hasn't been the big deal. He's got 39 interceptions and 21 lost fumbles, whopping 60 turnovers in 3 seasons, 20 a year. But his big concern was the ball in the pocket, maintaining the ball in the pocket, not fumbling as much. The interceptions, some of those are good plays by defense. Some of those are miscommunications with the offense. Receiver runs the wrong route. Offensive lineman gets beat. Tipped balls. All kinds of things go into the interceptions. He hasn't seemed to have a problem with that. He has had a big problem with, the fumbles, the stuff that he can control. Holding on the ball, he can control. Those weren't this. But this was, again, as you pointed out off the top there, it was the same play, same side of the field, same defensive back, same underthrow. And you just think, okay, you do that once, and the really good quarterbacks don't do it again. And for him to turn around and do it again, literally a series later, it's head scratching. And, you hope that it's a one-day deal. You hope that it's, just maybe shaking the rust off after missing a few weeks here, not being on the grass, getting stuff done. You hope, that's what you hope. But I don't think anybody can look at this and say with complete certainty that this is not concerning on some level. Maybe it may be very minor, but it's got to be concerning on some level because, again, this is not what the really great quarterbacks do. And, Trevor, now 4 years in, he's only 24 years old, but, you paid him because of what you thought he was becoming, not for what he has done. So I guess we'll see. But, boy, yeah, it was not pretty today by any stretch of the imagination.
I heard that, Mark. And then, I'll be very concerned to see how Trevor responds to it. Usually my history entails that when the defense takes advantage of you in practice or whatever, the offense has a response. So hopefully the next couple of days, especially when you're getting pads, Trevor can understand the fact that he did get owned by the defense the last couple of days, and hopefully he responds accordingly.
Yeah, and honestly, Leon, you hope that I think if you're a Jags fan, if you're the coaching staff, if you're the players in that locker room, you hope that this is more about the defense than Trevor. Again, this is a new defense. They didn't do a lot of 11-on-11 during OTAs. So, this is really some of the first kind of 11-on-11 red zone work maybe that they've gotten all year. And it's a new defense, a new scheme. They're disguising coverage a lot more than they've done in the past, the last 2 years under Doug Peterson. So you maybe hope that, hey, this is Trevor figuring out a new defense, and it's maybe a new defensive coordinator who clearly has had success other places, and maybe he's bringing something to the table here that can give any quarterback, even a guy who's in his third year in the system, can give him some looks that confuse him and force him to make throws like he made twice today, which were bad throws in the red zone.
All right, so some initial thoughts from the new guys and even a new starter, Antonio Johnson. Like Darby, I think, has looked really good. What are your thoughts on him, on Antonio Johnson, on Brian Thomas Jr.? What are your thoughts on these guys right now, early on, 2 days?
Yeah, I'll start with the defense because I do think that's where these guys are standing out. Brian Thomas, let me start with the offense, actually. Brian Thomas is fantastic. He had a drop. I think he dropped a touchdown today or yesterday, one of the two. But he's been fantastic. And what I love about Doug Peterson, what I love about the Jags and the GM and everywhere they're headed right now is they're not messing around out there. And I say that because if you go back 2 years ago, they drafted in 2021. They drafted Trayvon Walker, and they threw him right in the mix. He wasn't a mess. They weren't. He's got to prove himself. He's going to start with the threes and work his way to the ones. The guy was in there with the ones from day one. Last year, Anton Harrison, first day, starting with the right tackle, starting right tackle from day one. They threw him in there, and that's where he played. The same thing. Brian Thomas, when they line up, offense lines up on the field, Brian Thomas is out there with Christian Kirk and whoever else the third one is, but it's those two guys with the ones. They're not screwing around. This is a professional coach who's been in the league as a player, and he knows that you don't need to sugarcoat these first-round picks. Get them in there, let them learn. Think about what we had the 2 years before that. I mean, Cam Robinson, even in 2017, it was a dog and pony show. Is he going to be the starter? Is he not? Doug Marrone wanted to earn his way. Same thing with
Herb wanted Trevor to earn his way. Don't forget
I
that.
I was getting to Herb. Herb with Trevor. I mean, you draft the guy number one overall, and he's got to earn his way. Gardner Minshew's taking all these reps with the ones. It's just stupid. It's games. It's ridiculous. Right. So I love that about this staff, this front office, that they draft these guys with expectations. And the expectation is not they have to earn it. The expectation is go meet the expectation, right? We're going to throw you in the fire and see what you got. So I love that. And Brian Thomas is clearly that guy, and I think he's going to be a big help on offense. Defensively, I think absolutely safety play is going to be huge. And it's a big year for Andre Sisco to kind of prove that he might be the next guy in line who would need to get paid after this year. So it's huge for him. And then obviously Antonio Johnson is a guy they parted ways with Rayshon Jenkins to get this guy on the field and get him out there making plays, and he looks the part. He is, I talk about guys, Leon, like the all-airport team, the all-bus team. This is the guy you want walking off the bus early, right? He, big-time safety, big dude, makes plays. You want him coming off the bus early on to show, this is what we got. So he's looked good. I mean, Dewey's going to be a good role model back there for him. He's a guy who's played, that backup spot for years here and knows his role and is willing to be a little bit of a mentor. And obviously, but he also wants to play, right? And he showed today with the 2 picks. So that back end, I think, is going to be completely reformed. Tyson Campbell, I think he's going to be better in man-to-man coverage. I think Darby, that's kind of his bread and butter on the other side. Savage in the slot. That's where this defense needs to take a big step forward. Obviously, they were very good at defensive end last year. But to me, the secondary is where they're going to make their biggest strides. And I think that's where Nielsen and some of the guys he's brought in, where they're going to have their big impact year one.
Now, Mark, what are your expectations for the Walker Little and Cam Robinson battle? Who walks away in the end as the starting left tackle?
I don't know how. I don't know any scenario, Leon, where it's not Cam Robinson. First off, who's going to trade? Somebody's going to trade for Cam. It's $22 million. Nobody's going to give up a 4th, 5th, 6th round pick and take on that contract. You would have to probably lose a left tackle or 2 in camp to be a contender to try to go fishing for Cam Robinson. And honestly, you'd go fishing probably for Walker Little first, right? You try to get the cheaper guy you can get who, you can maybe want to move forward with. I just don't know that there's any scenario on the table where Cam Robinson is not your starting left tackle because of the finances of it. You can't have $22 million sitting on the bench. And the guy is obviously shown that when he wants to play and does play and plays consistently, he's capable of playing at a pretty high level. I haven't seen that from Walker Little. I certainly maybe stretches here and there, but I'm not convinced. I put it like this, man. I don't know that I would be comfortable if you've had trouble keeping Trevor Lawrence upright and healthy. I don't know if I'd be comfortable going into the season and saying Walker Little is now my left tackle and I'm gonna move on from Cam, because that's the only way I think it happens. Is you have to move on from Cam Robinson to get Walker. I think they just go with status quo. Cam Robinson's my starter, and Walker Little is a competent and experienced swing tackle and a great emergency, in case of emergency break glass guy sitting on the bench.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that if the only way Walker Little wins that job is if he just completely, totally outplays him. Like, there's no doubt about it, because if it's even close, they're sticking with Cam, no doubt. Oh, okay, so listen, I want to ask you this before we let you go. You also cover the Gators for the Associated Press. You were saying something to me earlier this week, and I kind of got a little surprised by it. But still, I've been saying this for the last month and a half now. I'm feeling more momentum for this program right now. Even at SEC Media Days, there's a different vibe around this team right now. You think this team's got a chance to win? And I hold on to your hats, everybody out there, okay? Mark Long told me when we were standing there at that practice, at the Jags practice, he thinks they got a chance to win 9, maybe 10 games. Now, explain yourself, young man.
Yeah, I'm bullish on the Gators. There's not a position group that I don't like. I might be a little. The O-line certainly needs to show me something, but I love their talent at receiver. I think Trey Wilson is a star. I love that Aiden Mizell, a guy topped 23 miles an hour the other day in practice. One of 2 guys on the team who's topped 23 miles an hour, and both of them freshmen receivers. So they got speed. They've got, these big-time playmakers. Graham Mertz blew me away. My expectations for Graham Mertz last year were beyond low, and I thought he was fantastic. He is beyond. I think he's well beyond what they thought he was going to be, and I think he's got room to take a big step this year. Second year in the offense. Offensive line should be better. It looks better on paper. They had a bunch of guards out there last year. Now, nothing against guards, Leon, but they had guards playing tackle, and so this year they actually got these tackles playing tackle, moving the guards back inside. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. Montrell Johnson's a very good running back, good in this league. And then the big flip for me is on the defensive side of the ball. And this is what I'll say about Billy Napier. Billy Napier's it's year 3, and everybody you talk to in that building thinks that he needed time, that Billy Napier will be successful if he gets the time, and they want to give him the time. Well, Billy Napier, after 2 years, he blew up his defensive side of the ball. He blew up special teams. Now he has a new special teams coordinator. He got a new defensive coordinator. He blew up his strength and conditioning program, essentially fired. He didn't fire him because he put him in another. He relocated one of his best friends on the team, strength and conditioning coach, and then he blew up the nutrition side. So, you don't do that going into year 3. I think if you think you're on the hot seat and it's now or never, you don't make those kind of moves. So I do believe that he made those thinking, hey, we can flip this thing, and we need to flip this thing on its head and fix the problem areas. And I think he's doing it. I go over there and I watch him. He's opening up practice for some of us, and I've watched him, and I see playmakers on both sides of the ball. I see the size that, again, Leon, I was at Miami from 99 to 04, some of the best years since your heyday. And I know what those teams look like. I was in Gainesville in 06, 07, 08. I know what those teams look like. This team may not look like Miami in the early 2000s or Florida in 06, 07, 08, but it is as close as Florida's had since then. And I'd say this, I think they got more talent on this team than they had when they ran out Driscoll, Pitts, Kadarius Toney, that team that damn near played for the national title.
Well, what I need is a soundbite for all that smack talk you was talking on Wednesday. That's what I need. All right, I just need a soundbite so I can send them Mario. I heard what you said. I ain't going to say it on radio. I just need a little bite to send them.
I can't tell that story on radio.
All right. I was hoping you flexed a little bit. So I
get me? I can't tell that story on the radio.
Okay.
I'll just say this. I think Florida, behind the scenes, is unbelievably confident going into that Miami game.
Wow. All right. We'll leave it at that. That's very interesting. We're going to find out shortly. We're literally like a month and a few days away from that. Yeah.
A month away.
Man, oh, man, that's awesome. Mark, fantastic stuff, man. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, guys. Thank you.
All right, he's Mark Long, Associated Press. We need to go to break. We're going to come back. Leon, I want to get back into you and what you did when you said that you signed that big contract here with the Jags, and you kind of should I even say this? You kind of smelled yourself a little bit for kind of righting the ship. So how did you right the ship after signing that big deal?
Yeah.
And what would be your advice to Trevor? We'll get into that on the other side. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. Traffic stinks.
No, wait a minute. I know what that smell is.
The Frangie Show doesn't.
You're absolutely right.
The Frangie Show.
Go on out and play in the traffic.
Your afternoon traffic deodorant.
Smells super.
On 1010XL.
Summer is here, which means it's time for road trips and family vacations. Frank Frangie here. Before you hit the road, make sure your car can handle the heat with a visit to Big Chief Tire. Their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle can handle the summer heat. From tire checks to AC services. Avoid the stress of a breakdown and travel with confidence. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your summer checkup today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Bolt City Heating and Air is here to keep you cool this summer. Anytime, any day, whenever you need fast, reliable air conditioning service. Their friendly technicians have fully stocked work vans, so they can get your AC done on site the same day. Rely on a family-owned Jacksonville-grown company this summer to keep your home cooling system working smarter, not harder. Experience the Bolt difference. Visit BoltCityAC.com to schedule your service appointment. BoltCityAC.com.
Picking here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of About 9. Visit About 9 Associates today and experience the difference. About 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
It's storm season, and JEA is committed to keeping you informed. In the event of a storm, we'll text and email you about the status of your services. We use Facebook and Twitter to post real-time updates. Our live outage map on JEA.com lets you track restoration progress. And as crews work to restore services, our storm outreach team will be in local neighborhoods to answer your questions. Because as your community utility, JEA is here to keep you safe and connected. Your community, your utility.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Friday on The Franchi Show. Tune in for the House Call segment brought to you by Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehab. Join the discussion as a JOI expert tells you about hip replacements. JOI, where the pros go.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlion from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, it's XLP. I don't know if y'all have seen this. If you haven't, race to Twitter. I should say it's X now. Race to X and the Jaguars' official account on X. And look at the sweet white lids, the new white helmets that the Jags are going to be wearing, I guess, for one game, hopefully more, but definitely for one. You saw them, bro.
They're fire. I ain't going to lie. They do. I like them.
They are sharp. White helmets are awesome anyway because logos always jump out on white helmets. When the Cardinals wear their white helmet, that Cardinal just pops on that thing, man. Or Tennessee and the Power TL, it just pops on that white helmet. The logo just looks fantastic on that helmet. ETN came out and saw his, and he was wearing his teal jersey, and you could see what it's going to look like with a teal jersey. It's going to be sharp. It's going to be really, really sharp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big, three-color guy. If you can get three colors in one uniform setting.
Yeah.
Florida has the blue pants, white jersey, orange helmet. FSU has the maroon pants, white jersey, gold helmet. Stuff like that. Love that. If they could do teal tops, black pants, white helmet, sweet.
Yeah, it is sweet. I mean, teal is our signature. That's the one thing that differentiates us from everybody.
From everyone.
Teal.
That's Joe's soapbox.
It's got to be in the uniform somewhere.
All right, we've been talking about Trevor's struggles the first couple of days. You just heard from Mark Long and his thoughts on that. I wanted to get your thoughts, Searcy, because you being the former Pro Bowl player here in the NFL and a guy who has gone through this process where you signed a big contract that made you the number 2 second highest paid offensive line, right?
I was initially.
Well, you were the highest.
Yeah, the highest paid offensive lineman in history in the NFL.
Okay, which is he's right now tied for the highest,
He is,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, with Joe Burrow. All right. You said you struggled initially because you were trying to prove that deal. So take us through that.
Well,
take us through that process and how you got out of it.
Well, I mean, I struggled with it because of the season that we had. I didn't struggle with it when I was in the camp. No, not in camp because first of all, I had a lot of confidence in myself. I was a second team All-Pro who played in the Super Bowl and that was coming to a team that was fledgling that needed help. All right. I was brought here to replace a guy who struggled at the right tackle position because we had a left-handed quarterback.
Right.
So I mean, I was very confident in my ability, but that confidence kind of teetered when this team started struggling, and it started getting, what is Searcy doing? And I took it to heart because I was going out there playing like I was trying to prove to people that the contract was justified, and I lost a sense of who I was I was trying to please the people, the fans, the coaching staff, all that other kind of stuff, instead of just being about ball, And then there was also the fact that we was losing too. So my my answer to losing was to direct my energy off the field too.
Right.
There was off the field distractions because I was with the Steelers for 4 years and never had never lost.
Never lost
always,
the Canes.
Never lost. No,
Right.
no. We always went to the playoffs. So I was in a sticky situation where I was.
So we're hanging real quick.
Mhm.
A lot like Trevor, by the way.
Yeah.
Trevor never lost until he got here.
Exactly. So I never lost until I got here. So when I got here, and I saw we didn't struggle offensively. We lost games where we didn't finish.
Right.
There was a point in time where we were 3-6, and we probably lost to teams by a point differential of like under 10 points. So we was always in the game, but we just couldn't find a way to win the games, and that was frustrating to me because then all the attention was the fact that most of the press was brought Searcy in. Why are they struggling? Why are they this and that, whatever. So I had to deal with it, but once I
how did you adjust? Like
how
did you?
I took it personally.
How did you go from
I took it personally initially. I did. I took it because I wasn't playing well. I wasn't, and I took it personally, and I needed to do something to, get that off of me, get that funk off of me, because I had the funk on me. I ain't gonna lie, I had the funk off of me. I had it on me.
Well, so did the team. Well, you guys were 3-7.
We were 4-7.
4-7. Okay.
We were 4-7, and then we ran the table. We went 5 straight to get into the playoffs. So yeah.
You all had the funk on you.
We did. We were frustrated because we were in all the games we played, but we just couldn't find a way to finish. It had a lot to do with us and TC because TC ran us in the dirt. I mean, we didn't have legs.
He pushed you.
He pushed us, yeah. And then once he realized that, I told you TC is the type of person where he give you a bone but keep his hand on it. He does. He said, I'm going to give you this bone, but if I'm going to let up on some of the conditioning and practice and all that time or whatever, but if it doesn't work and we don't start winning games, we're going right back to what we used to do. So we had to win because we realized that we were tired. So when he gave us the bone and we started winning, he understood the talent that he had, that he didn't have to run it in the dirt.
You were saying at one point, and I think you wrote this in your book too, where Tom came up to you and said, Leon, how much did we pay you? And it was something like, we're not paying you to be an average.
Yeah,
right?
that was the conversation. He brought me into to his office, and he sat me down and asked me how. Well, first of all, he throws in the tape. All right, so he already, he throws in the tape.
Set you up, man.
Yeah, he set me up. So he throws in the tape, and he's running the reel, and he's pointing out this and that, and what you're not doing right, whatever. Now, he's pointing out what I'm not doing right, but all the other plays, but he don't show where I'm doing good. He shows where I'm not doing good.
Right.
And so he asked me a question, and he asked me, "Hey, Leon, how you think you're playing this year?" And when you're 4-7 or you're 3-6, you're not going to say I'm playing great. I said, "Well, coach, I'm playing average." And he said, "Damn right, you're playing average." So we didn't pay you to play average. He was right. When he make that kind of commitment financially, and that's the same thing I say about Trevor. When they make that kind of commitment to you financially, average ain't gonna cut it. You can't play the way you're accustomed to playing. You got to exceed that.
So let me ask you this then. I know we're only 2 days in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair for the quarterback's coach, Mike McCoy, or Press Taylor, or even Doug Peterson to say, we're not paying you to play average at this point? Sure.
He's got the bread now. He's the only player with a board. I call him I-275. That's what he is. He's
I-275.
I-275.
But, I mean, if you, again, and it's early. I get it. I get all that, okay? I get all the provisos that everybody's throwing out there, and the defense is always ahead of the offense, and it's early, and you're panicking for no reason. A guy who is playing like he's playing after getting paid like that, there certainly is a pregnant pause. Let's put it that way.
Bro, if you want to be great, you want to be coached hard. You want to be coached hard. You don't want, you don't want to be. Listen, I don't want no sugar cookie. If I want to be great, I want to be coached hard. Even now, right now. I mean, and if the offensive coordinator is justifiable, he's justifiable in telling Trevor, "Hey, bro, you can't make that throw. That throw loses us games." And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean the days of patting him on the back and saying, "Hey, don't sweat it, man. You get the next one."
No,
that's year one.
Yeah,
maybe into year two, but if you're at year 4 and you're tied for the highest paid quarterback in the league, which means you're the highest paid player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this stuff should not happen at camp. I don't care what day it is. It should not happen at camp. And it should not happen 2 series in a row on the same play, the same throw, the same missed coverage. And again, I want to say this again. It's the missed coverage that's bothering me. It's not the throw. It's not the pick. It's the missed coverage, right? Like, if, like you as a former football player, that's the problem, right?
Yeah. Not only you did it once, you did it twice. So, I mean, you got to rectify it. I want to see how he comes out and responds the next practice. I'm very interested to hear that.
One of our dudes on the text line. We love you guys, by the way, and we see all the texts. You guys are crushing on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure. We appreciate it. 641-1010 said, I was sitting in the stands, and I saw Dewey run from one side of the end zone to the other. He was actually probably about the 5-yard line and then drifted back. He said, I saw it. But to be fair, you saw it. You got a good view of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more difficult when you're playing quarterback and you've got 5 dudes running after you. You're trying to roll out. There's a lot going on at quarterback. We went through that earlier. I get all that. But still, you're this far into your career. You've seen every possible defense that anyone could throw at you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's seen everything. Nothing is going to surprise him on the defensive end.
I agree.
Those were just 2 missed plays. He missed both of those coverages. That's the concern for me. And again, it's early. I get it. It's just I don't want to see this to continue. So I guess my question to you then is, at what point do you say a pregnant pause becomes a concern?
If he continues down this streak for the next couple of practices, yeah, we got problems. We do. He's got the next. If we see the next practice, the next
like
next
before pads, like pads come on when Saturday or Monday, one of those.
Yeah, sometime this weekend. Yeah, sometime.
Like if he still struggles before you get into pads, then you've got.
Yeah, you got to talk to him. You got to sit him down. Yeah.
You got to have the TC talk to him.
Yeah, you got to TC.
We're not playing to play average.
Yeah, not playing average. You got to have the talk. Ain't nothing wrong with that talk, huh? Hey, sometimes a little truth serum, it'll help you.
All right, the 629 text line says, Leon, are you saying that Coach Johnson and Coach Coughlin coached you hard? These boys have no idea what being coach hard means.
That's true, too.
Is it fair?
That is very fair. Yeah. I tell you, Coach Johnson and TC, they ain't have no filter, dog. They cut you right to the white meat, bro. To the white meat, bro. You either got better or you got worse, man. I mean, because the mental gymnastics that they played on you, I mean, most of these young cats couldn't handle it.
It's a grown man's game. It's also a grown man's mind game.
Oh yeah,
no
absolutely.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
Many a player has crumbled over the mind game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Completely crumbled.
Yeah,
that happens. All right, we're gonna go take a break. I want to come back. I want to talk about this interesting little comment that Lincoln Riley had at Big Ten Media Days. You guys are going to want to hear this. It's unreal. It's XLP.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
And now, the starting lineup.
The Drill. Mornings. Jaguars today, 10 to noon. Helmets and heels. Noon to 2. XL Primetime. 2 to 4. The Frangie Show. 4 to 6. Into the night with Rick Ballou and Hacker. After dark. Evenings on 1010XL.
Imagine driving a late model Corvette, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Honda, Chevy, Ford, and more, all at a fraction of the original sticker price. Visit Vaughn Motor Group's indoor showroom and browse a great selection of dream cars that are inspected with warranties. Before you make your next auto purchase, check out Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard or at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Duval! Frost, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and summer's in full swing, and air conditioners are fully stressed. But do what I did and call the good folks at Fenwick Home Services to stay cool and comfortable all season long. Need a new AC system? Fenwick has free same-day estimates and next-day installations. And your new system is backed by a warranty of up to 12 years. That's right, 12 years. Fenwick also offers same-day, 24/7 service, day or night, and their expert technicians will get the job done and get it done right the first time. Book online now at FenwickHomeservices.com.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 25th, 1956, Pittsburgh Pirates' Roberto Clemente hits MLB's first and only walk-off inside the park grand slam for a 9-8 win over the Chicago Cubs.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit bestbetjax.com for details. That's bestbetjax.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Craving a cold one? Well, zip into one of the great gate locations you see all over town and pick up a cold Bud Light, or a Natty, or an Ultra, maybe a 12-pack of the King of Beers, or some cold Coronas. It's all happening at your local gate convenience store. Slide on in today.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This patriotic chant mirrors the enthusiastic efforts our American athletes have dedicated to their quest for a gold medal at this summer's Olympics in Paris. USAPark.net Airport Parking is your safe and secure parking for when you fly out of JIA. No matter where you're going, whether you're traveling to the Olympics to support our athletes or just visiting Grandma, remember to park at USAPark.net.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and it is hot out there. You know that, Greg. But Honda has a plan for you on or off the road.
They do. There's a ton of Honda scooters, Honda mini motos, great for the beach. Also get you out in the woods with a Honda side-by-side. Plenty to do and stay cool.
Yeah, four-wheelers, and you can trick them out.
We can. From stereo systems to big builds, we do it all.
Everything's there for you to see. CyclesofJacksonville.com online or on Atlantic near Regency. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
All right, final segment here on XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders, Joe C. doing some PGA work. He'll be back. No, he won't be back tomorrow. It'll just be me, you, and Coach Campo tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We'll rock that out tomorrow. We got the Frangie Show coming up at 4 to 6. We got Into the Night with the truth teller, Rick Ballou, and Hacker. After Rick Ballou, Hack has the The man who had those 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dewey Wingard will join Hack tonight. Nice interview by Hack. Well done, Hack. All right. I wanted to bring up something, change gears completely, going to college football real quick, because this is an interesting thing happened at the Big Ten Media Days, I should say, yesterday. And our buddy High Tide in the South Side, you better hold on to whatever you've been, whatever you do, smoking. Because you're not going to like this. Lincoln Riley, head coach, USC. On future scheduling for USC, quote, Alabama was ahead of the curve for years. They didn't schedule for their fans. They scheduled to win championships. Now, this, of course, comes on the heels of the story that I broke 3 weeks ago that USC had been trying to get out of their game with LSU for years, 2.5 years, almost 3 years, and had been doing it as late as last November, trying to get out of the game. Went all the way to the point of Lincoln using his agent, Trace Armstrong, who's the same agent as Brian Kelly at LSU, trying to get Trace Armstrong to convince Brian Kelly to drop the game. Now, of course, Lincoln goes to Big Ten Media Days, and he's hit with this question. He jumps around it, doesn't really question it, then doesn't really answer, then says no, and then starts talking about other games, how USC may not play Notre Dame every year. USC and Notre Dame is one of the games of all time in college football.
One of the biggest rivalries. Got to be top 5.
Of all time.
Yes.
Okay. Then he dropped that quote. Alabama was way ahead of the curve for years. They don't schedule for fans. They schedule to win championships. So under Saban, Alabama had, remember those mega season opening games they had? Mm-hmm. They played Wisconsin. They played USC. They beat them by like 40-something. They played Florida State. They played West Virginia. They played the Canes. They played Texas. They played Louisville. And the idea that Alabama is scheduled for fans and not for fans but to win championships is just laughable. And it's odd to me now that here we are now in year 3 with Lincoln Riley, Leon.
Mm-hmm.
First year, very good. Very good. In fact, if Caleb Williams doesn't get hurt in that Pac-12 championship game against Utah, they probably win that game. They go to the playoff. Second year, not so good. 8-4. So now we're going into year 3. Now there's a little pressure on. Now he starts making these. There's no other way to say it but an excuse. He's 18-12 all time against ranked teams as a head coach, both at Oklahoma and USC. Nick Saban, by the way, 80-23 versus ranked teams as a head coach.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this idea that Nick Saban scheduled, first of all, it's ludicrous for him to say, yeah, they're in the SEC, bro.
Not only that, you're taking on the biggest dog of all dogs.
Bro. You don't mess with house money, all right? You don't mess with the offering, all right? You need to pick on somebody else, not Nick Saban, not fresh off of retirement.
I mean, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is say Nick Saban never scheduled for the fans. He's scheduled to win a championship. I mean, you don't say that about the greatest coach to ever coach, and the fact that a guy who clearly did not schedule to win a championship.
Mm-mm. Alabama played everybody, all the time.
All the time.
In the toughest conference in college football. All right?
The conference, by the way, he wanted no part of.
Yeah.
Didn't want the LSU job.
Of course he did.
He wanted no part of that, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a player and your coach, if you're a player and your coach is running from competition, bro, I mean that's not good. That's not good. I'm just gonna say that's not good. And then you go and say Nick Saban over the last, how many years? 17 years he was at Alabama, that he was scheduling championships. How was he scheduling? He was beating all the big dogs. He was beating everybody. I mean, he wasn't scheduling championships. He was winning championships. Look at his resume. Look at the guys who went into the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, look at that part. I mean, the guy. Look at his resume. I mean, the last person he needed. You know what that is? That you don't. You know how they say the guys in the Godfather says they're untouchable. You can't. That's Nick Saban.
I mean,
he's the Godfather, bro.
It's what it is it's a guy who is now in year 3, and he's feeling the heat. And I don't think they're going to fire him by any stretch of the imagination. I think USC could go 4-8 and they're not going to fire him because they owe him too much money. He's got like a Jimbo Fisher type buyout. So I don't think they're going to fire him. I just think he sees now, I don't know if the walls are closing in, but he sees, okay, it's no longer the cakewalk it was in the Pac-12. Now you're in the Big Ten. Now when you travel, it's not easy travel in your area, in your time zone. Now you're traveling now. You're flat out traveling. And now it's a little bit different. Now you're going to be playing games in late October and November where it's going to be cold. And it's a different, he's dealing with a different beast right now. And I think that's part of the problem. And then it's also, look, if I'm playing in the Big Ten now and I'm playing 9 Big Ten games, what am I doing playing LSU in Las Vegas? What am I doing playing Notre Dame? I'm trying to save my job. And somehow, he's not saying this unless his AD is okay with it. So he's somehow convinced the people above him that, you know what, it might not be that smart to continue playing all these big non-conference games. If we're going to play 9 conference games and we want to get to the playoff every year, it's harder to get to the playoff if you put more obstacles in front of you. And it's just, it's a little odd that a program like USC has a coach that is not only running from games, but is complaining that another program did what it did by not scheduling when they most clearly did schedule.
Well, I mean, listen, man, as much as I love the playoffs and I want more ball, it's a little concerning to me a lot of these coaches have softened up when it comes to the competition now because they're trying to save their team with the possibility to get. I see what he's trying to say. He's essentially saying, hey, we can't be scheduling all these big dogs if we want to get to the playoffs, come in January. I mean.
But, bro, you're USC.
I know.
I mean, all he's got to do is recruit the Los Angeles. Just recruit Los Angeles County, and you can win 10 or 11 games. That's all he's got to do. But clearly it's not working.
Yeah, well.
Year 3, he's already panicking.
Yeah, I see.
All right, now this.
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
My takeaway is Trevor Lawrence is a little adversity during training camp first couple of days. All right, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. I want to see how he responds to it. I mean, I'm sure he's in the media. I'm sure he's heard it from the coach's side. I'm sure he's looking at himself in the mirror and saying, I haven't played well now. I want to see him come back and light our defense up. That'll be the proper response for all this take that Trevor's struggling.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway is he's proven over the first 3 years that he's pretty good at bouncing back. He's pretty good at, all right, that's behind me. Now it's time to show what I can really do. Now, that being said, if we come back in here and it's, again, another bad day tomorrow, then we're going to have another interesting show tomorrow. All right, you got Frangie Show coming up next. Blue after that. Hacker after that. Hacker, of course, with the great interview with Dewey Winger with those 2 picks on Trevor Lawrence today. For Joe C., for Leon Searcy, for RJ Saunders, I'm Matt Hayes. Keep it here on the Superstation. We got more Jags talk, more football talk. It's football season, man. The rest of the way. Keep it locked in.
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville.